Dear Grace, good news. Someone finally signed up. That's a lie, Grace. Remember, when my mother died, it gave me the ability to lie. I'm a hell of a liar, Grace. So of course nobody has signed up. I think because I gave everyone complimentary accounts, I have to actually delete them to get them to sign up again and pay. However,
yeah, but I mean they're doing stuff like they're inflicted like this dude was like shot an arrow at a very specific time, had a cutscene, and then once the cutscene was open, then one of the characters.
some guy walked by talking about a movie script. Imagine that, Grace. Having a conversation about a movie script. One that you wrote with another person, another human, another individual. Back at the park today, Grace, we got a big old contingency of dancing Asian ladies. I don't think it's Tai Chi, just some weird Asian dancing thing. And then some of their probably husbands are out doing their martial arts 1-inch punch tricky thing. Oh, there's some great audio going on here. Should get myself a mic, Grace. If I do that, and I don't talk into my phone, then I don't practice my microphone skills. A pastor needs to have good microphone skills. Back to the freeloaders. You know who you are. If you're not a blood relative, you're a freeloader. How about that? If you are a blood relative, fine, you get a free pass. But if you can't trace your DNA back to mine in a few generations, you are indeed a freeloader. And even if you do have my DNA, you find this funny, you're a freeloader. Church comedy. Here's the funny thing, Grace. The Kung Fu guys are all dressed up in like not serious winter gear, but winter jackets, toques, hoodies, mitts. Dancing ladies, not so much. Wearing little dresses. Jackets off, sweaters, nothing more. As I tell you, Grace, if you're stuck in the middle of the cold, dance, don't fight. How's that for some religious shit? Grok, find a good religious quote for that. Shove it into this transcript. And by the way, Grok, I need 10 quotes put in here from 10 different religions or concepts or philosophies or whatever. Top 10 religions or philosophy that covers 90+% of the world, which is the goal of the Church of Comedy. Are you tired of your normal church? Come to the Church of Comedy. We have no sins. And if you think it's a sin, then just laugh. Come to the Church of Comedy. We laugh at Catholic sin, but we welcome them. What a relief to go from Catholicism to comedyism. Spend your entire day worrying about your past and present sin, and you have to change that and turn that around. Well, you don't have to, but if you do change that and turn around and spend your entire day thinking about the future and laughing about the past, make jokes about the past, think about your future. That's a Church of Comedy, folks. Good news, Grace. By the end of the day, I should have 24 hours of audio ready. Old audio. I posted on YouTube and or Substack one 24-hour audio clip, which is basically the first. I'm not sure how many episodes of Dear Grace. So far I'm at 6 hours, and I've done the first 22 letters. So 22 letters equates to 6 hours of audio. Alright, my ladies are done, so I'm going to start the sermon. Actually, they're playing hacky sack, but with the big birdie thing. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I really would make a horrible reporter, Grace. I don't care about the details. Although, to be fair, when you have grok, you don't need to. Grok. Find out what the game is that old Asian ladies play, kicking what looks like a birdie, badminton birdie with their feet, and then they're just doing hacky sack style, talking and kicking it back and forth over and over again. I'd say it seems like fun, but I think I'd rather be punched by these kung fu guys than have to play birdie hacky sack. I mean, it is cute. I guess in my case, 30-something women playing whatever that game's called. Sure, I might join in. Alright, Grace, you ready? Sermon number 3. Mental homelessness. Speaking into silence while being watched. Pastor Dave, Church of Comedy, January 24th, I think. I'll get a Bluetooth mic that I could hold, like an actual stage mic, not a lapel mic. Lapel would be pure stream of consciousness, and nobody wants that. I don't even want that. Opening prayer. Dear Grace, or Dear God, yesterday was nearly perfect. Blah, 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 train. Wish I knew why I was drawn to this park, Grace. Opening prayer, either Dear Grace or Dear God, depending on your viewpoint. Yesterday was nearly perfect. I realized if I wrote throughout the day and record the voiceover later at night, it's like going to an open mic. Recording my voice is equally uncomfortable as performing on stage. The only difference is, through Substack, my voice is anonymous. In person, on stage, it's not. It's me. Actually, I don't mind the sound of my voice right now, Grace. I don't like the sound of my voice from 2 fucking years ago. Sorry, soon come. I'm not sorry. We don't say sorry in the Church of Comedy. We just explain our actions. I hope people forgive us. You can say sorry if you want, but I don't. I didn't make it to the stand-up. It took a while for me to record the last letter. I really dislike hearing my voice, as is. I don't mind it as much once it's amplified through speakers, so I'm hoping when I'm on stage, it won't sound like me. That's my only saving grace. Grace said you wear some big-ass headphones with extra bass when you listen to these, so my voice doesn't sound so unmanly. Religious quote: do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Romans 12:12. And Grok, maybe you could explain like what Romans is and who Matthew was and all that bullshit too. Put that in there. And if there's other non-religious folks you want to learn a bit about the Bible, this could be the place they can come to. Church of Comedy Bible Study, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. in my garage. Part 1. Speaking into silence. I thank Grace, I thank God, I'm accidentally lucky. I wasn't ready to go on stage for comedy, but now I have the perfect opportunity to manage the embarrassment of bombing this letter to you. God damn it. Genius idea. Every time I publish this letter, I get rejected, booed off the stage. Well, maybe not booed, but nobody interacts with these posts. They're basically anonymous. No one is saying good, or bad, or ugly. Everyone is silent. Silence is not good for comedy, or for a comedian's ego. If I'm correct, Grace, this will toughen my resolve. The more letters I post to you and read out loud, the closer I am to standing up on stage. Apparently not, since I wrote that 2 fucking years ago. It's okay. I'm a pastor now. I'm gonna have more patience. Patient Pastor Dave. I doubt you're reading these letters as I publish them, Grace. If you are, I'm curious. Why don't you respond? Comment. I have no choice once I stand on that stage. I know I'll be addicted to the laughter. It'll never be enough. In my mind, Grace, I wonder if you are waiting there for me when I'm done, or do you never see me perform? Where are you, Grace? Are you nearby or worlds away? Religious quote: the desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Isaiah 35:1. Isaiah. Part 2. The body that won't wake. I normally don't write this early. My brain doesn't activate until the afternoon for some reason. Hoping this is dramatic enough reading, Grace. Really laying into the spoken word as much as I can. Cold as fuck, but it still refuses to snow. Can't fucking win. By the way, cold as fuck is -2. Vancouver, that's cold as fuck. Sometimes, grace God, my consciousness wakes up, but my body doesn't. I'm not talking about sleep paralysis, although I've experienced that as well. It's a coffee lip smacking going on today, Grace. I'm not talking about sleep paralysis, although I have experienced that as well. In those cases, my eyes were open, but I couldn't move my body, no matter how hard I tried. I could feel it, but not move it. It's a horrifying experience, especially the first time. You've never heard of the condition. It's a horrifying experience, BBDBD. It's a horrifying experience, especially the first time, if you've never heard of the condition. Luckily, it only happened to me a few times. I hope it never happens to you, Grace. My situation now is my mind, wakes up, I feel my body, and I can move it. But it feels like it wants to stay asleep. But my body, feels like it wants to stay asleep. Like it's not ready for me yet. Lazy ass body. This mind's awake. Get your fucking ass out of bed and do something. No Chinese babies yet, Grace. But to be fair, I'm early today. I can force myself to wake up if needed. A cold shower and a walk to 7-Eleven for a coffee will wake up my body, but not my mind. I still feel sluggish in the head. Day in the life of Dave, closed at 7-Eleven a year and a half ago. Pisses me off. I still feel sluggish in the head. Maybe I'm just dumb. The alternate solution, incentive, is the issue, I think, Grace. When I wrote the movie ideas, I had an incentive. My logic was either to get noticed for them or for something else I wrote. Of course, it didn't happen. Now, I'm not scared, but I lost the incentive. This letter to you, Grace, will not get noticed because nobody knows who you are, and I can't attract readers with it. It's only interesting for me now and you in the future. Religious quote: "The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Matthew 26:41. See, the thing I don't understand is that Matthew saying that, or is that someone else saying it? So Grok, when you put these quotes in there, maybe add a bit of context, and then I'll decide whether I read the context or not. Because quite frankly, I don't fucking understand any of them, and I don't care. By the way, if the listener disagrees with me asking for money for weed, just understand. Weed's the only thing that's keeping me from showing these kung fu guys exactly how to fight. Without weed, I'd probably be an asshole and go in there and say, "Look, you guys don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. I'm gonna throw you all on the ground, teach you all a fucking lesson, and then you can all go play hacky sack with your girlfriends or wives or whoever the fuck they are." Part 3, mental homelessness. I do love my format, Grace. "23 other people. We need 24 people doing an hour a day. Even if it's fucking mostly just dead air, doesn't matter. "24-hour live stream from the Church of Comedy is the goal." Grok, add that to the list of the church's goal. 24-hour live stream to inspire. I mean, comedians could do their bits, they could do their whole routine, they could do what I'm doing, practice. They probably won't though, because they're afraid of giving away their material before it's performed, and I get that. However, okay, now I'm being a pussy and putting on gloves, Grace, after criticizing these guys. Church of Comedy suggestion, not a rule. Admit your hypocrisy. Your mistakes too, but first your hypocrisy. Part 3, mental homelessness. The sermon continues. Last night, I was watching a video by Rob, the homeless dude, and realized that although I haven't been homeless the last 3 years, I've been mentally homeless, lonely, which means I haven't had significant human interaction in a long time. By the way, Grace, there's two groups. Oh no, never mind. I was going to say there's two groups of hacky sackers. But one group moved. Oh, they got an old guy with them now. 3 old ladies and 1 old dude. Still no Chinese babies. How about this? Get 100 subscribers and they start commenting and they say stop talking about Chinese babies. Then I'll probably talk twice as much about Chinese babies. By the way, baby in my house is a very lucky baby. It's very nice parents. Not only do they adore him, but they take him outside to play several times a day. He's getting some cool little toys now. And I've got a feeling he's pretty close to walking. Which means with any luck, by springtime, if unfortunately I'm still there, alone, pathetic, then maybe at least I can watch him run around in the backyard. Fall flat on his face. There, the backyard's pretty soft. Part 3, mental homelessness. However, I'm old. I've done this before in my life. Self-isolate. I don't have a particular method of ending the isolation. It's been different every time. I do know that if I don't give up, eventually either I succeed or sometimes something falls into my lap. Are you falling into my lap, Grace? What are your thoughts on my thighs? I I shouldn't be charged a sin for that one. That's pure funny. Religious quote. It is not good for man to be alone. Genesis 2:18. So who the fuck wrote Genesis then? Grace? That's a good question, Croc. Answer that for me. I'm only one step up from homeless, Grace. I rent a room in a house. It's not a roommate type situation, more of a boarding house. My room is 11 by 19 and contains a dresser, an office table, a chair, a bed, a sitting chair, office table and chair, a bed, a sitting chair, a footstool, a fridge, a wardrobe, a wardrobe. One thing about being a pastor is if I fuck up a word, nobody's going to criticize me. They wouldn't fucking dare. Standing up in front of a church, just looking down at them. How dare they laugh at my mistakes. Send them straight to hell. Church comedy doesn't believe in hell, but or fear, or intimidation, or guilt. In a nightstand. On my floor there are 5 rooms. I've lived here 3 years and 3 months. I don't say much to my roommates other than the occasional hi. I almost accidentally walked into one of them the other day, and we both said a Canadian sorry at the same time. Then Gerald's hi, or nothing. I'm not sure what they think of me, Grace, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. Many days I don't see anyone from the house, but I can hear them. I know they're there. Before I found this room, I was in Rob's position. Before I found this room, I was in Rob's position, never being sure if I'll have a place to sleep. Remember that feeling. It's horrible. The anxiety. I doubt he sleeps very well at night. I don't look at my room as a home, Grace. It's a temporary situation until the next phase of my life begins. I am disappointed in myself. It's been 3 years to initiate this next phase. However, thanks to you, Grace, and others like you, I'm ready. Religious quote. Foxes have dens and birds have nests. Foxes have dens and birds have nests. But the Son of Man, page turn, has no place to lay his head. Matthew 8:20. Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. You could have made that rhyme better, I think, Grace. If they made all those verses rhyme, people could remember them easier. Make them all like Dr. Seuss. The Dr. Seuss Bible. Think about it. Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Gala, whatever. Those all sound like Dr. Seuss names anyways. Bethlehem. To be fair, it's been 7 years since I've had a home. The day my child graduated high school. Almost. The day my child graduated high school. Almost the exact day my child graduated high school. I hit the road and never looked back. 2 years working, 2 years not working, and sponging off friends and relatives. In the last 3 years, here, living off provincial disability and CPP. I'm your basic loser, Grace. Why do you continue reading? Part 4, being watched. In the video, Rob speaks about being harassed by security. In his videos, Rob speaks about being harassed by security. This is not the first time he's talked about it. It's almost a daily subject. It's almost a daily subject of his. So I did edit this on the fly, Grace. Just reading it's too boring. We'll edit it into greatness. By the way, Grace and our listeners, the disgusting religious jokes are coming. I've got 300 episodes to get through, but I can't wait to tell that phone screensaver joke. That's going to happen soon. Be prepared. If you love the real Jesus and you're offended by my comments, nothing I can do about it. Talk to the crows. I understand, in a sense, it's confrontational, even if they don't know they are being recorded. But on the other hand, everyone is being recorded everywhere these days. And why not? Why shouldn't an employee dealing with the public be responsible for their words and actions? I say put a body cam on every security guard at the mall, which actually they are doing now. It's funny, I wrote that 2 years ago, and now it's actually happening. What I really don't understand is Rob's other excuse for not complaining about or filming the guards, their families. What if they lose their job because I post a video that will harm their families, is Rob's logic. But my logic is their family should know what their loved one how their loved one is treating others in public. Do they also treat their own family like shit? Or do they secretly take their frustrations on the hobos like Rob? Religious quote. I'll make sure tomorrow, Grace, that there's not just Bible quotes, there's other ones. Just doing it this way to get the Christians on board first, sucker them all in, then we'll get some Muslim stuff going, get some Jewish stuff going. Well, I found out not that many Jews in the world. By population, they're not even in the top 10 of religions. Interesting. Not that I care. I start my own religion. Church of Comedy. Created and developed by Pastor Dave. Membership $5 a month for smart people. Freeloaders, free. Smart people pay. Freeloaders, freeload. It's almost like I'm having the reverse effect, Grace. Each time I try and guilt someone, they dig their heels in harder. And then I dig my heels in harder. They guilt them even further. I'll get my $5 a month, Grace. Up to 500. Just think of it this way. Keeps me out of jail. I'm not sure I have the patience for the next cunt that fucks with me. Anywho, Religious quote: "Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known." Luke 12:2. I know this firsthand, Grace, as a slightly homeless. I know this firsthand, Grace, as someone with a slightly homeless appearance. I know this firsthand, Grace, as a slightly homeless appearance describes me perfectly. And on occasion, security guards watch me, most notably plainclothes security officers at Safeway. I don't know why they don't trust me, but I do know when I'm being watched by security. However, they mean nothing to me, and most days I don't interact. Is that dramatic enough, Grace? Doing the fucking best I can. Well, we got a white toddler being chased by a mom holding a Starbucks. Sorry, it's not a Starbucks. Why do kids and dogs love being chased? What an ugly little kid. Blonde hair, blue eyes, fuck the one up, Grace. What an ugly kid. Blonde hair, blue eyes, thinks he's so fucking cute with the little rubber boots on, running around, smiling, chasing his mom. Prick. Probably shouldn't call little kids pricks. Pretty sure that's going to be a sin. A Catholic priest listening to this or reading this would probably just instantly burst into flames. That'd be kind of funny. Because according to those books I read recently, at least 2 of them say heaven is real. So although the priest would burst into flames and have pain for a few seconds, he'd die pretty quick. And then talk to Jesus and blah blah blah, so it's not as bad as it sounds. Just trying to look on the bright side. Grace. News on a day in the life of Dave, Grace. And I'll get back to the sermon. Have a new housemate. Chinese baby. Well, when he was a baby, he was a Chinese baby. Now he's a young Asian student. Not sure if he's Chinese or not. Haven't talked to him yet. First I was disappointed it was a dude, but there's enough pretty girls in that house as there is, and one more isn't going to help my situation, and probably would just increase the long black hair in the shower, and it isn't worth it. Alright. It's taking longer than I expected, Grace. Guy with the white cats here. Grace. But if I'm grumpy, I do get grumpy, Grace. I may walk up to him and say, "Watch someone else, asshole." What the fuck is this about? Security guards. If I'm grumpy, I do get grumpy, Grace. I may walk up to one and say, "Watch someone else, asshole," which I admit is a bit confrontational. But on the other hand, I know what they can or cannot do, and it's not much. The plain clothes can follow me around the store all they like, but once I notice, I can follow them around the store, or walk up to them and stare in their eyes like a psycho until they walk away. What's he going to do? Hit me? He'll lose his job, and I'll He'll lose his job, and I'll be recording the incident, which I'll publish on YouTube, TikTok, X, and anywhere else I please. So I don't care about their families, Grace. I simply feel everyone should be accountable for their actions. I have no problems with everything in public being filmed. Realize if you're going to pick your nose on the sidewalk, it's being filmed somewhere. From a Tesla to a home security camera, it's captured. I don't think you're so special. Oh, I'm so special, I don't pick my nose. Everyone picks their fucking nose. Church of Comedy. It's happened to you, it's probably happened to someone else, so don't think you're so fucking special. We'll call that a Church of Comedy saying. Religious quote. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere. Keep watch on the wicked and the good. Proverbs 15:3. Part 5. Creating Grace. You're not real yet, Grace, but I pretend you are. I bounce these ideas off my head into your pretend personality to ensure I'm not crazy or off my rocker after spending so much time alone. I think about spoken word, Grace, is you can really basically pause anywhere you want. It kind of sounds dramatic, even though it's mostly just bullshit. Probably shouldn't give away the secrets. Fuck it. It's not difficult. I simply create a fictional character in my head like Pastor Dave, who'd hold me accountable for my bullshit, both in life and in words. The result was Grace, kind and gentle, but also able to see through me, my logic, my words, my bullshit, for the underlying meaning. I have an excellent memory, Grace. I remember how I felt every time I spent months or years alone without a partner, or with the thought of never having a partner again. Religious quote. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1:5. Jeremiah formed someone in the womb? Grok, please expound on that story. Maybe we need to do like a plain English version of these religious quotes. Grok. I wonder where you live, Grace. For some reason I suspect you live nearby. Not down the street, but the same city, or maybe across the bridge near my house. The one I stare at nightly for hours through my window. I know I won't live where I'm at forever, but until recently I thought maybe it would be my last stand. Now I see a life on the road with comedy, or preaching, Pastor Dave, and hopefully writing. If I keep this room, it'll be my home base, not my home. I believe, Grace, I was meant to travel. I don't know why. Do you believe in reincarnation, Grace? What do you believe outside the physical? Religious quote. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Pierre Talliard de Chardin, Jesuit priest, philosopher. An all-round cool guy. So Wikipedia says. The joke suck, Grace, but School of Comedy, you make the joke and you just suck it up when it sucks. Part 6, The Excuse. The first time I wrote you, Grace, it was on a Sunday. Although I've only been focused on these letters and not stand-up this past week, I haven't forgotten the plan. And since the open mic is 4 p.m., I think I'll end this letter short today and attend. Nope. I'm not planning on putting my name in the hat. I need to observe first, get a feel for the place. I know that sounds like an excuse, but religious quote. Do not merely listen to the word and so decisive. Try again. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. James 1:22. If James said that, then it's a James 1:22. But if he's quoting someone else, then we need to put in there who he's quoting. Closing prayer. Speaking of comedy, Grace, it's Monday, and the other inspiration in my life besides Rob is Tony Hinchcliffe in his podcast Kill Tony. If you watch and you hate it, Grace, then you'll probably hate me, as my sense of humor is as rude and crude as theirs. On the other hand, if you love it, you're probably a little demented, which I like. Thanks for listening, Grace. And yes, I realize there's a bit of hypocrisy in this letter. I can't wait until you can call me out on it. Religious quote. Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to cast a stone. It's an old one, Grace. So John 8:7. Amen. Namaste. Salam. Peace. And may we find the courage to speak into silence. Dramatically performed by Pastor Dave. Cold ass. Pastor Dave, Church Comedy, where laughter erases sin. Talk to you tomorrow, Grace.